So when you're out and doing your herbalism routes, you're going to want to avoid this guy. He's the new Fell Reaver of the expansion. I'll try not to pull... Oh, God, shit. Hey there, gold makers. This is Reckles with WTBGold, and today we're going to be looking at a complete guide to herbalism in the Warlords of Draenor Alpha. We'll be covering everything you need to know about herbalism in the new expansion. Of course, this is alpha, it's pre-beta, so of course everything's subject to change, and as you can see, everything's still a little glitchy, but we have done a lot of testing and a lot of prep, so we'll get you prepared. Alright, first things first, leveling the profession. With most expansions, you head straight over to the trainer and level the profession, but not with Warlords of Draenor. If you want to know how to level herbalism from 600 to 700, it's really easy. Just head out there and start questing. There's a random mob drop that is called the Treatise of Herbalism in Draenor, and you click it and learn it, and you immediately go from 600 to 700 in herbalism. Easy as that. Now, we've got a bunch of new herbs, and I'll talk about those in a little bit, but the biggest change to herbalism doesn't actually come from any gathering profession changes. In Warlords of Draenor, you won't be allowed to fly in Draenor until patch 6.1 at the earliest. As far as minor consequences go, druids don't have an advantage anymore by shifting into flight form, although taurens still do by their buff. Everyone should be using the Sky Golem. The biggest thing, though, is that because everyone's going to be using a ground mount, everyone's going to be moving a third of the speed. Just imagine if you had to be doing your Valley of the Four Winds route, and it took 45 minutes to do one lap. Now, what Blizzard did to counteract this was increase the yield of each node. From my testing, one green tea leaf node can yield 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 green tea leaves each. But it all averages out to 3.2 green tea leaves per node. In Warlords of Draenor, each node can yield 13, 14, or 15 herbs each, for an average of just shy of 14 herbs per node. So don't worry, while we're moving at 1/3 of the speed, we're gathering 4 times the herbs. Blizzard's got our back, okay? Everyone good? Okay, let's talk about the new herbs. We've got a bunch of new herbs in the new expansion. Frostweed and Fireweed are the only 2 herbs in Frostfire Ridge, the starting zone for the Horde. As you may have guessed, they're not very creatively named. Frostweed is where it's cold, and Fireweed is found where it's hot. There's also Gorgrond Flytrap, that's found in Gorgrond. Nagrand Arrowbloom, that's found in Nagrand. Talandra Rose, you get 1 guess for that. There's also Starflower in the Alliance starting zone. We also have a new uncommon rare herb. This one's called the Chameleon Lotus. It's the equivalent of the Golden Lotus. After tracking 156 herb gatherings, I gathered 15 of these. Also, only 1 of them drops per node, so that's important to remember. Even though 10% seems like a lot, remember that you are gathering nodes on foot, so these will be very expensive come release date. And you can also get sacks of herbs, which drop from random mobs. These give you the same amount of herbs as a random node, but seem to lean towards Starflower. I got about 1/3 Starflower out of the 6 available. With 6 normal herbs, with nodes and sacks and 6 types and rare herbs and all these different sources, you must be thinking that your bags are going to be overflowing. Well, never fear. Herbs now stacked to 200. Praise the light. Praise Garrosh. Praise whoever. Praise Blizzard. Thank you. Thank you, Blizzard. Oh my gosh. Alright. There's one more change before we actually do our 30-minute test. Blizzard actually changed the appearance of herbalism nodes. If you look at a Snow Lily node or a Rain Poppy node, you'll see that there are little sparkles coming up around it. In Warlords of Draenor, they changed this to where the node actually has a glowing outline rather than sparkles. This glowing outline stays constant so that when you're far away, it's more easily visible, and when you get closer to it, you don't see the outline as much, and you see the node, so you can see the artwork on the node. It's neat, it's different, it changes the look and feel of Gathering a smidge, but as a whole, I like it. If you want to read my write-up on it on my blog, you can click this link right here. Before I tested everything, I wanted to calculate approximately the best route, so over a couple of days, I tracked every node I gathered, and marked it on the map, and that's what you're seeing here. The blue markers are Frostweed, and the red markers are Fireweed. This is the level 90 starting zone, and the red areas are little pockets of level 100 mobs, so avoid those areas. And the skulls are wandering patrol mobs, this expansion's new Fell Reavers, so watch out for those guys. Now let's do a test. Let's see what this zone is capable of. Normally I would do a 3-hour test to ensure accuracy of any results, but since this is alpha and everything's going to change anyway, some of these nodes may not be here, they may change the yields on everything. I just did a 30-minute test to get a feel of everything. In 30 minutes, going around on my ground mount, I got 334 herbs, which comes out to about 668 herbs per hour. This is about what an inexperienced herber would do right now on live servers. I am not familiar enough with the zone, I haven't calculated exactly the best route, and I'm sure that with some work I could get this up to 800, maybe even tweak this up to 1,000 per hour. And remember, we're only allowed to test this one zone. This could be the worst zone for herbalism in the game. So we'll see as soon as they open up the rest of the zones. Thank you so much for enjoying my herbalism guide for the Warlords of Draenor Alpha. I'll see you back at the Professions Hub. And please share this with all your friends, guildies on Facebook, Twitter, and here on YouTube. Until next time, remember that the key to making gold in WoW is just to search, craft, post every day. See you guys later. Hey guys, what's up? This is Reckles with Want to Buy Gold, and welcome to the Warlords of Draenor Profession Hub for the Alpha and Beta servers. Over here, we've got all the links for the alpha tests, and over here we've got all the links for the beta tests. And if servers are live already, you can go ahead and click down here, and that'll take you to the Profession Hub for the live servers. So just explaining how all this works real quick, I'm really excited to do this for you.